For over 100 years, guests have been coming to this special ranch in the heart of the Bighorn Mountains in Wyoming, and for 100 different reasons. For many, it's the unmatched horseback riding through spectacular backcountry and sage meadows surrounded by 1 million acres of the Bighorn Mountain National Forest. For others, hiking across carpeted fields of natural wildflowers and unspoiled natural beauty brings them back. Or maybe it's the fishing for native cutthroat trout, or spending good times with family and new friends from around the country and around the world. Or maybe it's the opportunity to disconnect from our digital lifestyles and reconnect with the important things: family, friends, horses, and all that nature and the beautiful surroundings offer. If that isn't reason enough to come experience a little bit of heaven in one of the most beautiful places on earth, well, we know you'll find your own. Does it get any better than this? Welcome to Paradise Ranch in Buffalo, Wyoming. But what's special about Paradise Ranch? Maybe it's the scenery. As you climb several thousand feet uphill from the nearby town of Buffalo, Wyoming, you'll be in awe of the spectacular beauty of the snow-capped Bighorn Mountains. Turning off the main road, you'll wind your way towards the ranch and pass incredible, unspoiled rock formations that have stood as ranch sentinels for thousands of years. Then wind your way down into a little valley, through the gate and across the clear rushing waters of French Creek to your new home for the week. You've found it, paradise. And during the week, you can hang your hat and park your boots by the fireplace in wonderfully comfortable and rustic accommodations with all the conveniences you'll need for your stay. From your cabin, you'll be surrounded by all the beauty nature has to offer visitors to this area. But with all the activities available at the ranch, you probably won't be spending much time indoors. Why, you might first mosey over to the general store and check out their exceptional selection of Western apparel and handcrafted leather goods. Hey, you gotta look good on the trail, you know. Each week begins with a thorough orientation for the guests provided by your ranch hosts Clay and Leah Miller and the staff, so you'll have a great understanding of the week's activities and events and get a peek at some of the surprises they have planned for the week.
All the kids are on an overnight. The young kids go to a real nearby camp. The tweens, the 8 to 12, they go up a little bit farther. They go up onto Fan Rock. And so they're brave mountaineers up there. But the teens, they go on an overnight pack trip. So they ride out at 2 o'clock and they don't get back till about 10 o'clock the next day. Do a full overnight pack trip. It's a blast for them. But what that does, that leaves the ranch to the adults.
Now, Clay already said that when you come in tomorrow in the dining hall, there will be that ride sheet posted. Now, on that sheet, we'll have your time that your ride leaves out.
After a hearty breakfast, you can make your way to the corral as the wranglers bring in the horses from the pastures for the day's trail rides. You'll be matched with a horse well suited to your riding abilities, and after some instruction and safety procedures, you'll be able to explore the miles of trails surrounding the ranch.
Taking that stirrup and turning it towards you, and kicking that left foot up in there, or you stand right back here at the hip and just kick that left foot right up in the stirrup. Now the next part's very important, guys. When you go to get up on these horses, I need you to stay nice and close when you go to haul yourself up there. Because if you're way back here and you try and pull yourself onto that saddle, well, heck, it's going to slide off. You're going to fall, land on your back. The wrangler's going to laugh at you for a minute.
And with well over 150 horses available, they're sure to find you the right match for the week, so you'll enjoy your trail riding to the fullest.
Right hand on the back of the saddle. Pull yourself up, swinging that right leg way over. You only need one hand. And I'm pretty sure the wrangler's topped off all the fluid this morning, so no worries. We might have missed a couple, but we'll get it fixed throughout the week. Now, guys, turning is real easy. All you got to do is, if you want to go to the left, take your rein hand, move it to the left. You want to go to the right? All right, everybody's got boots.
Before you hit the trails, the wranglers will have everyone go through a ride check in the arena to make sure everyone is comfortable in a walk, trot, and lope with their horse. And once they're sure you and your horses are a good match, it's time to ride. The rides will take you to areas of unparalleled natural and unspoiled beauty, crossing streams, riding through natural rock formations, and creating memories that will last a lifetime. Later, you might want to try your skill at team penning, where the guests square off with the cows to see who can pen 3 cows in the shortest period of time. A word of warning, though, the cows are pretty good at this too. There's something special about Paradise Ranch that's hard to describe because you have to experience it to understand it. The ranch is the ideal place for families, couples, and individuals as they offer the perfect guilt-free vacation with something for every family member. The entire staff, from the wranglers to the dining hall to housekeeping, are passionate about guest service and ensuring that your visit is only the first of many.
Paradise is a beautiful place. It's a place that children can run free and are away from all the electronics and things. And they have a sense of independence where they can roam the property together and create imaginative games in nature. And it's a nice place for parents to have them because they don't feel like they need to be watching them all the time.
You'll discover why individuals and families have made this their favorite destination time and time again. Maybe it's the great fishing at Paradise Ranch that brings people back time and time again. Not only do they have a well-stocked store with the best in fishing equipment, but they'll provide expert instruction for those who want to wet a few flies and reel in the big ones. After some lessons in casting and outsmarting the fish, guests can hit the ponds and streams to try out their new fishing skills. Maybe it's the great food and dining experiences. And when the dinner bell rings throughout the ranch, it's time to eat. One of the most popular dinners of the week is on the hill with a spectacular view of the mountains and the main ranch. Hearty and sumptuous rib-sticking meals are the specialty of the ranch chefs, and you'll never leave the table hungry. At the end of the day, you'll marvel at the sight of over 150 horses headed to the mountain pastures for the night for some serious power grazing. Many times as you might see the horses come in or go out for the evening, this sight still makes the heart pound and get the adrenaline flowing, time after time. But what's special about a Dude Ranch vacation? Your host Clay Miller talks about the many benefits of a ranch vacation.
I think some of the things that are special about a Dude Ranch vacation are the way it brings people and families together. You take people and you put them into a natural environment. You get them involved in the various Dude Ranch activities, the riding, the fishing, the hiking, those sorts of things. You give them the opportunity to spend time as a family. Many times in an urban environment, people don't have the opportunity to spend lots of time together. They get to the ranch and they get just that. We, at this ranch, a lot of times we take great pride in the ability to reconnect children and groups to the outdoors. So much of what happens in the cities these days is, you get involved with technology and those sorts of things. At a dude ranch, we take you right back to the natural environment and reconnect people. The other thing I think that's tremendous about a dude ranch is that it's easy for a family to set up and organize. Most of the dude ranches are set up on a full American plan to where it's one price for everything that you do at the ranch. And you don't have to worry about setting up separate restaurant reservations, activity times, things like that. And the ranch takes care of all of that in one place. And then lastly, to me, what we do is that we put people in a truly safe environment. In this day and age, that's harder and harder to find. When you come to this dude ranch, nothing's locked. No cabins are locked. Kids are allowed to completely roam free here. The parents are assured that they're safe. They're in a safe environment. They do the kind of things that kids should be doing. They're outdoors doing cowboys and Indian rides. They're playing capture the flag. They do a fishing derby during the week. And they truly do reconnect with the outdoors in a totally safe environment.
But what's special about Paradise isn't just awesome scenery and incredible food and activities, but a passion the ranch has for both their guests and their employees. As a permanent reminder of the caring nature and personality of the ranch, a permanent tribute to a former employee who was killed in an accident was built that guests may use and enjoy. A special tribute at a very special place. The French Creek Saloon is the place to be for incredible fun and entertainment. You'll experience some incredible dancing by the Wranglers. Songs performed by the ranch staff. And see many of the surprises we promised earlier. As the staff's creativeness certainly knows no bounds. And sometimes it gets messy. Every dude ranch has its own personality. Clay offers his thoughts on what's special about Paradise Ranch.
We have this discussion quite often, my wife and I, about what might be unique or special about Paradise Ranch and what's truly compelling to people and what would bring them here. And, sometimes we talk about, just the beauty of the surrounding area. And at other times we talk about the varied riding terrain. At Paradise, not only do you get to ride on nice forested trails, but you also get the opportunity to ride in open glades, on the mesa,
through wildflower strewn meadows and really open up with your horseback riding a little bit. But ultimately, what we care about here is creating an experience that's going to compel people to come back to us. We don't want people to come, it's great if they come one time, but ultimately what we're trying to do is get people to come back and give them a reason to come back. And there's two things that do that produce that at this ranch. One of those things is the chemistry that develops amongst the guests and the good friends that they make. Many times they make lifelong friends from their single week that they spend here at the ranch every year. And over and above that, our crew I believe are very special. They're a group we go to great lengths to find the right crew that are going to totally fit in, but at this ranch, we hire them for one reason: attitude, attitude, attitude. And we try and find people that truly care about taking care of others. When you create that environment, then the chemistry can develop. Then people find the friends, want to come back and see their friends again next year. And that's something that's been, I think, very special at this particular ranch.
If you're ready to get in touch with your inner cowboy, if you're ready to spend time reconnecting with nature and simple values, if you're ready for the most relaxing and enjoyable vacation of your life that you'll be talking about for the rest of your life, well then, partner, we'll see you at the corral at Paradise Ranch. What's the best dude ranch in North America?
Paradise! Paradise Ranch!
Montana. Why, just say the name Montana, close your eyes, and you'll see visions of the old rugged West. Spectacular mountain scenery, horses on the mountain trails, and a way of life that hasn't changed much over the years. And in northwest Montana, just a few miles from the scenic town of Whitefish, you can break away from your daily routine and settle in at one of the country's finest guest ranches to be found anywhere. Welcome to the Bar W Guest Ranch. But what's special about a guest ranch vacation? It might be the simple peace and solitude of venturing through the mountains and trails with your friends and family on horseback. It might be the slower pace of things, and seeing the countryside from a horse-drawn wagon and having time to just take in the natural beauty of your surroundings.
I'm in Montana!
Or maybe it's being able to spend time with your kids and family, where the day's activities are dictated by the arcing sun, not your watch.
Sitting in the dark, lying on our backs and counting the stars where the cool grass grows. Down by the river.
Perhaps it's seeing wildlife all around you in their natural habitat. Or perhaps it's fishing on a mirror-smooth lake and listening to the wind pass through the forest surrounding you, and remembering a simpler time and place from your childhood.
This is gonna hurt, but I'm gonna do it.
Howdy, cowboy.
Whatever the magic of a guest ranch experience, It had a profound effect on current owner Dave Leishman and his family. Initially wanting to spend quality time as a family in a Western dude ranch environment, they now own the ranch and are passionate about sharing this incredible experience with family and friends from the U.S. and around the globe. Open year-round, the Bar W Ranch has played host to thousands of guests. And whether you're a family, a couple, or individual, you'll find hospitality and activities that everyone will enjoy, creating a lifetime of memories for everyone that visits the Bar W. The owners and staff at the Bar W want to ensure that your time spent at the ranch becomes the most memorable vacation you will ever have.
That was the key. Please.
If it's been a while since you've been on the back of a horse, not to worry. The Wranglers will match you up with a horse well suited to your riding ability. Your vacation will start with a thorough riding orientation and personalized instruction, because they know if you and your horse are a good fit, you'll enjoy your riding experience all that much more.
Change clothes, put on something, take a picture. Please tell the Wrangler.
Here at the ranch, we have a really diverse riding program. When our guests first come in at the beginning of the week, they're matched with a horse that's suitable for their abilities. We spend some time their first day making sure that they're comfortable with their animal, that it's a good fit, that they're going to be okay. And from there, if they like the horse, they'll just keep that horse the rest of the week. And from there, we take them on quite a few trail rides throughout the week. We offer half-day rides and full-day rides on top of just our regular 2-hour and 1-hour rides. And for those guests that maybe have never ridden before, we do offer lessons for those guests so they can kind of improve their horsemanship and learn how to ride better. We want every guest that leaves here to leave with more knowledge than they came with. And that can be a really, really rewarding experience to watch somebody that's never ridden a horse before. Some have never even been close to a horse. So that's a lot of fun to watch them kind of progress from even being really afraid of their horse to it's their best friend by the end of the week. In addition to our many trail rides, one of which actually goes up to Eureka, Montana. It's about an hour away from us. And our guests get to ride along the Canadian border. They really enjoy that. A lot of people get a kick out of being that close to Canada without really being in Canada. But in addition to those rides, we have cattle work. Our guests will come in and learn how to do team penning and ranch sorting, so they'll learn how to move cattle off the back of a horse. And at the end of the week, we have something that we kind of call our guest rodeo, where they kind of learn how to do pattern games in the arena. That's really popular with the kids. They have a lot of fun with that.
Mosey into the gift shop for some great wearing apparel and gifts. I mean, come on, you gotta look good on the trail, you know.
Okay.
You'll never hear your kids say, "I'm bored," as the ranch staff will keep the youngsters busy with an array of activities. With an all-weather indoor arena, a change in the weather won't dampen activities one bit. Now, when's the last time you saw your kids having this much fun?
All right. Oh, cool.
The accommodations at the ranch are both rustic and exceptionally comfortable. You'll feel like you're home the minute you arrive. Meals are expertly prepared, and you'll eagerly answer the dinner bell to see what the chefs have come up with for your next meal.
All right, supper served.
It was amazing. They had stalls set up.
Coordinating a week's adventure for the guests is General Manager Dave Shetteen, who offers his insight into the special experience to be had at the Bar W.
It's not a typical vacation, and I think that I've seen people affected almost for the rest of their lives from the vacations they get and what happens on the dude ranches. I really like the fact that we'll have people come here in the beginning of the week and simply don't want to leave at the end of the week. The Dude Ranch vacation has an element of Old West hospitality. We want to make people feel at home. We want to make sure that they're having a good time. And one of the ways we do that, of course, is with our staff. And our staff is just wonderful. We like our staff to have fun, and we feel that sometimes, or at least I feel that if our staff is having a good time, the guests can't help but have a good time. We do so many different things here, and we like the people to participate in whatever they choose, including sleeping till breakfast and just getting on the horse, or relaxing on the deck, or going fishing and stuff like that. The vacation is what you want to make it. The other thing I like about it is it's also it's a personal challenge for some people to continue on and excel at something, whatever it might be. I want to learn how to trot and sit like the cowboys. I want to learn how to control my horse and go around the barrels. And when they actually accomplish that, you see the light bulb go on, and you see the smile in the face, and that's another nice thing about a Dude Ranch vacation.
The ranch is all about creating an experience and a lasting memory with your families that you can't find anywhere else. You can't find it at Disneyland. You can't find it at a big theme park. It's something that's created with your family outdoors, back to a simpler way of life. The memories you create at the ranch, they last a lifetime, and you can share them with your family, you share them with your grandkids, and then the grandkids come back and they can experience something that their grandma experienced or that their mom and dad experienced as kids. And it's one of those things where people come here and they create a memory and an experience that they want to live by, and something that you develop over time and you can share and bring home, and it's something that you can't find indoors. It has to be outdoors. But we give families the opportunity to experience that simple, that outdoor, that Western way of life every day.
Maybe what makes the Bar W Ranch special is that it's operated by a family, 4 families. Dave and Janet and their entire family understand the value of spending quality time as a family in a special environment, and now want to share those experiences with your family.
The Dude Ranch life has been a great life for our family, and we've seen a lot of families come through here that have had such a wonderful time because it's such a stress-free life. The kids get here, and the parents are a little worried about where the kids are, and within a couple hours the kids have bonded and they're off and they're having fun on their own. It's been great for our family because our kids have grown up here. I guess a great story to tell you is when my sister came out with her husband and 4 young girls, a little nervous of this being a vacation way outside of their comfort zone. They're from a suburb of Boston, and my sister sat on the tarmac at Logan Airport in Boston wondering how this was going to play out. They had just been on a vacation to Disney a couple months before and thought they had had the time of their lives. And she pulled my husband David and I aside on the last day and said, I just got to tell you guys, this vacation blew Disney away. The girls and John and I have had the time of our lives. We've never spent so much time together and had a ball. Well, I think folks consider a dude ranch vacation so far out of their comfort zone because they've never done anything like it. But we've had hundreds of people come through here that have never even been on a horse before in their life and go away with the love of horses and love of this Western lifestyle. They just have a ball.
We've changed a lot of people's lives, absolutely changed their lives. The thing about the dynamic of what happens, the parents learn to let go. They learn to let their kids run. They learn to let their kids just go have fun. And then they learn to be with themselves. And the kids learn to run free without looking over their shoulders every 10 minutes of where my parents tell me what to do. So it's a completely enlightening experience for both parties. And when they get back together, the dynamics are so cool because the kids are like, do you know what we did today? It was so cool. And the parents are like, well, do you know what we did today? It was so cool. And so they come together as a family in so much of a stronger unit. They spend more downtime apart and they spend more quality time together.
That's where I want to stay. And I'd let that lonesome wood flow roll my blues away.
It's a very cool dynamic. It's heartwarming to see this happen.
Thank you!
What's special about a guest ranch is, well, just hard to describe. It's something you just have to experience for yourself.
It gives teenagers a better option than just staying inside. I mean, not only do they get to experience the outdoors and the mountains and all that, but they get to experience animals and new adventures and just be with their family more, gives them more family time. That's definitely one of the biggest things that I think families get out of the ranch is family time. And teenagers can sometimes be more difficult with that aspect. So I think it's good for them to get outside, experience new things, especially with the animals that they might have never been around before, and just to be with their family. I've definitely seen families get closer together and just teenagers come out of their shell, and I think that's very important to the ranch. It wouldn't be fun without the youth and vitality and all that.
Everything that glitters is not gold. Lorraine's getting older.
Thank you.
Last Saturday he stumbled, but you know I just can't bear to let him go.
By the end of the week, we always hear of all the fun stories that the guests tell us about how much closer they've gotten to family, and we've even had kids say that they leave crying and saying they had a better time here than in Disney World.
It goes like this. Oh, give me a horse that will stay on the course and keep up with the rest of the string. I'm lagging behind, and my friends I can't find, and I hear the old dinner bell ring. Home, home to the ranch. I've had one too many slaps from a branch. You can call me a hag. I've spent 3 days on this nag. And I want to hear DJ Lane sing. One more time. Home, home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play.
As funny as it sounds, we actually feel like we did a good job when some of the guests leave crying because they had such a good time here that they don't want to leave. In a lot of cases, they meet friends that they stay in contact with over the years. We've had actually a few families that will plan their vacations together after this, and they kind of form lifelong friendships. So even not only is it family bonding, but they kind of make new friendships from it. Makes us feel like we've been doing the right things. A lot of people come from either, the city or just never having. We've had plenty of guests who have never even ridden a horse before, and by the end of the stay, they're ready to go take lessons at home and really get good at it. And they want to come back next year and show us everything they've learned since then. And it really shows that there's kind of a connection, and they don't forget once they leave that this is quite a memorable experience for them.
Staff was really fun. There was a lot of joking around, and I got to be a cowboy for a week, or a cowgirl for a week, and that was my favorite thing.
When me and my sister were younger, we used to travel with my dad to West Glacier, Montana, and we did a dude ranch vacation. My little sister was too young, and my mom stayed home with her. And my dad used to work a lot when we were younger, so I think he sometimes felt like he was missing out a little bit. The vacation at the ranch kind of gave him like a week or two to spend like 24 hours with us a day, doing activities like we all had fun with. I think it really kind of bonded us together. It really was something big for me, my older sister, and my dad. So when we got to like our 7th trip or so, I think my dad kind of started thinking about how he could reach this out to other families and how much it changed ours, how he could change others. It's a little corny to say that he wanted to change other families' lives, but it's exactly what's done here. You can tell that when they're here, they're really bonding with each other. They're not on phones, on computers. They all leave their phones in their rooms the whole day. So you can tell that it's an experience that they're really getting to spend more time with one another. They're getting to go on rides and talk the whole time. They're getting to learn new things together, and we have family-style seating, so they all get to sit together and talk and meet new people. So I think it's a pretty cool experience. So I think when people are here, they're a lot less engaged with technology, and I think that's really important because a lot of times when you're out to dinner, you'll see a whole table of people just looking at their phone, but when you're here, you're actually making conversation and learning about other people's lives and how interesting they can be, and learning more about your own family members. You can even learn about the staff here, and a lot of them have very interesting lives. I think it's important when you come here that as a family or just as a couple or by yourself, there's something for every age. Whether you're 3 years old, 14, or 37, there's something for you here. The staff here will always make sure that if you're looking for something to do, you'll have something to do, and that you're having fun while you're doing it.
If you're ready for the best vacation of your life, if you're ready to create special memories with your kids and family, if you're ready for an experience that you will want to relive many times over, well, partner, make your way to Northwest Montana for an experience you will never forget. The horses are saddled, so we'll see you at the corral. What's the best dude ranch in Montana?
The Gas Ranch! Try it, you'll like it.
If you're looking for a genuine Western adventure in some of the most spectacular mountain scenery this side of the Canadian Rocky Mountains, well, partner, you need to mosey on over to British Columbia to experience the adventure of your lifetime at 3 Bars Ranch. Located in the Canadian Rocky Mountains in British Columbia, between Banff and Glacier National Park, and just this side of heaven. 3 Bars Ranch offers an abundance of natural beauty, clean, fast-moving waters, green fields, and simply breathtaking mountain vistas. Whether you're coming as a family, couples, or singles, you'll find a wealth of both activities and relaxation at this amazing guest ranch. Owned and operated by the Beckley family, their goal is to ensure that you have the best vacation and adventure of your life. And at 3 Bars Ranch, they deliver. Probably the first thing you will notice on arrival are the spacious grounds and rustic accommodations. Each cabin is beautifully and comfortably appointed to ensure your comfort and a great night's sleep. Or relax in the jacuzzi or indoor swimming pool. But with all the activities and events, you won't be spending much time indoors. Each morning begins with the wranglers bringing in the horses from a restful night in the pastures. Early risers can come watch the horses report to the corrals for the day's trail riding.
Our activity program here at 3 Bars is based around the horse program. So I tell people all the time that horseback riding is always an option. We offer a huge variety of other things, but the core of our program is very much the horse program. First thing Monday morning, we do a horse orientation. Everybody's going to meet their horse, and we'll adjust all your tack, and you have that horse for the week. One of the biggest things for us is we have a large number of horses, so we've got 100, 120 head of horses on the ranch at any given time. What that does is it gives us the ability to pick the perfect horse that's going to fit your abilities the best. And sometimes, 90% of the time we hit that on first try, but if we miss it, we've got lots of horses, so we can always make that correction and make sure you're riding a horse that you're going to be compatible with. And our horse program, while it's very, very diverse and we offer a ton of different rides, our horse safety and our client safety is always number one for us. So that starts with the horse orientation and safety and the wranglers. Then from there, our rides start to evolve a little bit. So as the week progresses, we'll start to do more adult rides, more kids rides, fast rides, slow rides, cold panning rides, all different kinds of rides that are really going to suit the client's needs.
Trail rides vary by experience and difficulty. So whether you're an experienced rider or a novice, you'll enjoy every trail you ride on. And along the way, you'll see spectacular mountain scenery and vistas you'll remember for a lifetime. Does it get any better than this? What's the best ranch in North America? If you'd rather take out a few more horses on the trail, you'll enjoy cruising the mountain paths on your own ATV. You'll follow roads over and around the mountains and then hit the off-road paths among the tall pines. Then stop occasionally to marvel at some spectacular views and take in the natural beauty of this area. And of course, you can't take your ATV back to the ranch without a little mud on it. Now I ask you, do they look like they've had some fun today? And did we mention food? You'll never go hungry, and each meal is an adventure as guests line up to see what the cooks have prepared for them for each meal. And if you'd rather enjoy your meal in the great outdoors, then you'll enjoy the breakfast rides, where guests start the day with a trail ride and take the horses out to a campsite where they'll enjoy a hearty breakfast. That's you, not the horse.
You.
Gotta get you getting your eggs.
Thank you. Healthy.
What's next for you?
Blueberry?
Yeah, so I'm not there during the year.
Enjoy lunch alongside a pristine river, listening to the rushing waters while taking in the scenery with your friends and your horse. If you thought the best way to see the spectacular scenery was from the back of a horse, well, you should see it while rafting down the St. Mary River. Imagine yourself rafting down the river, listening to the rushing water, taking in the breathtaking scenery and unspoiled vistas. And hey, make sure you bring your water gun. What's the best ranch in North America? After a long and busy day on the trails or on the water, guests exchange stories over dinner, sharing everything new they experienced and have seen during the day. Thought the day was over? Tyler, the Wranglers, and staff always have some after-dinner activity planned. It might be the never-ending volleyball game between the Wranglers and the guests. Or archery on the lawn. Or they might bring out the big guns with the fire engine games, where guests can try their luck at staying dry. Are they having fun or what? And no ranch vacation would be complete without the campfire, listening to the crackling firewood and watching the glowing embers illuminate the night. And listen to some songs by Guitar Music.
You're out of tune. Way off.
Rock me, mama, wind and rain, rock me, mama, like Southtown.
It may be 240,000 miles from the moon to the ranch, but 3 Bars is just a short flight and drive from just about anywhere in North America. While guests come from all over the world to discover 3 Bars Ranch, many people still don't know these kinds of Western experiences are available. Tyler talks about the unique and special experiences to be found at 3 Bars Ranch.
I talk to lots of people who have never been to a guest ranch vacation, and it's a great option, especially for families. Everything that we do here is real. We offer a real experience. You get to touch and feel what you're doing. You get to have your own horse for the week. You get to touch that horse and really experience what a day in the life of a cowboy or living on a ranch would be. Not only that, we're going to take you and teach you how to do all these things. So we're going to teach you how to ride. We're going to teach you how to whitewater raft. and how to take care of your horse and all of those things. So it's a great opportunity for people to go out and actually do something that they enjoy, that's real, that's not fake or staged. And I've always thought that was a huge asset to us.
At Three Bars Ranch, diversity is a key component of the experience they offer their guests. Tyler discusses the interesting family dynamic he sees each week with guests and how they disconnect from their digital lifestyles and enjoy the week as a family.
A guest ranch vacation offers a ton of diversity, especially here at Three Bars. Most families, per se, not everybody's going to be a hardcore rider. So we recognize that. And while riding's always an option, we offer a variety of different stuff as well. So rafting and shooting, mountain biking, hiking, fishing are all options. And what that does for a family is it gives everybody to do something that they enjoy. Vacation's only a vacation if you get to do something that you enjoy. Everybody gets to go out, participate, and yeah, you all come back together for dinner. You're around for the evening program. So for a family, that's great. That everybody gets to do what they like, everybody's having fun, but you're still together and you still feel like you went through the process together and had a family vacation.
Three Bars Ranch is also home to one of the most successful reining horse operations in North America, Beckley Reining. If you're not sure what reining or reining horses are all about, Jeff or Jesse Beckley will perform a reining horse demonstration for the guests, showing what these superb equine athletes are capable of. Having a world-class reining operation at the ranch provides their guests benefits, even for the horses they normally use on the trail, as Jesse Beckley explains.
We keep about 30 horses in training, and we specialize, or I specialize in futurity horses, which is the 3-year-olds. We keep a lot of 2-year-olds in training, obviously moving them into the show string. We typically go to about 12 shows a year. I travel a lot in the States, a lot of Texas, Oklahoma, California, just because that's where the larger events is. One of the benefits for Three Bars is, with us being here training horses all the time, is a lot of the new horses that come in actually spend a little bit of time with us on them. We don't necessarily train all the horses that are for the guest ranch, but we definitely spend some time with them. If we do buy some young horses for Three Bars, and myself and some of my assistants will ride those horses in the beginning to make sure that they're gonna be fit for the program here, which is for a huge scope of riders, from very novice to some more advanced riders. So we really try to spend some time with the staff at Three Bars to help them tell how to fit the rider with the horse. That's very important to us. And like I said, we try to use a little bit of our knowledge from the performance world to help with the ranch, with the overall care of the horses, as far as the feeding program, the conditioning. We try and get the horses ready in the spring, make sure that everybody's feeling good. Soundness is obviously very important for an operation of this size. So I think it's really probably quite beneficial for Three Bars to have a professional, a performance horse facility on the ranch, where they use this as a sounding board all the time when it comes to soundness, fitness, things of that nature.
There's a couple things that really make Three Bars stand out a little different from some of the other ranches. Number one is our location. We're one of the only Canadian ranches. We're in the heart, right in the heart of the Rockies, and we're just south of Banff. So it's truly one of the most spectacular places in the world. Our horse program is another thing that really makes us stand out. And the fact that my brother and father are both professional horse trainers, that trickles down, and there's a lot of payback in our horse program there as well. But the biggest thing that really sets Three Bars apart is the diversity of activities that we have. Like I said, our program is based around the horse program, but we offer an alternative activity every day now. So the hiking, rafting, mountain biking, shooting sports, ATV tours, and then a full evening program on top of that. It gives everybody a lot of options. And the modern family, not everybody's gonna wanna ride and agree on the same thing. So we try and give you as many options as possible so that everybody gets to participate.
If you're ready for the adventure of your lifetime, surrounded by the Canadian Rockies and breathtaking scenery. If you're ready for all the horseback riding, river rafting, and cross-country activities you can handle. If you're ready for great food, friendship, and family activities, then 3 Bars Ranch should be your next destination. Call us today. We'll see you at the corral. What's the best ranch in North America? Ready to disconnect from that daily digital lifestyle and find your inner cowboy and reconnect with what's really important in life? Such as friends, family, the great outdoors, nature and wildlife, and the peace and serenity only a guest ranch vacation can offer? Well then, partner, you need to pack up the kids and family and head to Idaho for one of the best guest ranch experiences you will find anywhere. Idaho? You probably thought I was going to say Colorado, Montana, or Wyoming. But if you want to find an incredible Western guest ranch experience and genuine Western hospitality, well then, set your sights on Idaho. In northern Idaho, just a few miles north of the beautifully scenic Lake Pend Oreille and nestled in beautifully rolling tree-covered mountains, lies a little bit of heaven that families and couples have enjoyed for decades. With horses, hats, and hospitality provided by 5 generations of the same family.
James, like I can't follow this. When you're James.
Welcome to Western Pleasure Guest Ranch in Sandpoint, Idaho. From the moment you arrive, you'll feel like you're at home, for the surroundings are warm, welcoming, and comfortable. Take off your hat, put up your boots by the fireplace, and soak up the spectacular mountain views in the distance. Take a deep breath, appreciate all the beauty surrounding you, and prepare for the most relaxing week you've ever experienced. Mornings are special at WP Ranch. After a restful night's sleep, you can start your morning with a hot cup of coffee on your cabin's porch deck and gaze at the distant pastures and mountains while the wranglers head out to bring the horses in from the surrounding hills. In the distance, you'll first hear soft hoofbeats, which become louder and more thunderous as the herd approaches the ranch. as many times as you might witness the horses coming in for the day's rides or being turned out for the evening to graze on lush, grassy hillsides. This is one visual experience that never gets old, and guests delight in watching their horses run free to and from the ranch. Now, if you're thinking, I haven't ridden in 30 years, or maybe I've never ridden a horse, not to worry. Isaac and Libby, Janice, and Raleigh's son and daughter-in-law will make sure you're matched with a horse well-suited to your riding ability, whether you're a novice or experienced rider. They know if you and your horse are well-matched, you'll enjoy riding throughout the week all that much more. So they take the time to help guests get settled in and saddled and comfortable with their horse.
Keep your heels down, keep your heels down. If everything in your body tells you to bring your heels up and point your toe down and you kind of hunch over. And it's like you're going into the fetal position up there. So make sure you keep your heels down. That's kind of where your foundation comes from for your good seat. If that doesn't work, then you bump them a little harder.
But what's a week of riding through some of the most beautiful country in North America like? Isaac and Libby talk about the riding program at WP Ranch.
Our trails vary. We have very beginner trails that are a lot flatter that we take most of our beginner nervous people on, and we change and we can do more advanced trails with a lot more hills and water crossings, and we've got meadows that we ride through, and we ride through the cows, and we have lots of different single track trails.
The ranch is on 1,100 acres, and we border Forest Service on one side and a couple logging companies on other sides. So we have quite a bit of terrain to cover, and it ranges from timbered single track trails, to wide open meadows, just stuff to keep you entertained. You won't get bored.
So one of the comments that we get is we have such nice horses. And I think a lot of that goes to we start all our own horses and we own all of our own horses. And so we start them at 2, and then our wranglers ride them at 3 and 4. And hopefully by the 5-year-old year, 6-year-old year is when our guests start riding them.
I think the fact that that we start our own horses goes to that comment that we get about, our horses are really nice, they're well behaved. It helps a lot when you raise the horse and you know so much about it when you go to place a person on it that you have the confidence to know that that horse is going to fit that rider just right.
One of the favorite rides everyone will enjoy is the ride to Grouse Creek Falls. You'll ride over mountains and across creeks, then park the horses for a short hike to the falls where you can chow down on a sack lunch and then let the fun begin in the clear, cool, rushing waters of Grouse Creek. The pristine and unspoiled natural beauty of this canyon, carved out over centuries by rushing water, is simply breathtaking. Later in the week, you get to do some authentic cattle work just the way the cowboys did more than a century ago. The cows need to be moved to different pastures, and the guests get to move the herd to fresh, grassy areas. You'll learn how to push cows and get them where they need to be. Now, while your co-workers back home may be riding a keyboard at the Cube Farm, you're riding your own horse out on the open range, moving cattle and doing something few get to really experience. Now, where would you rather be? This friendly competition teams you up with another guest to match wits with the cows. With two pens, one rider picks out a cow and moves them to another pen, while the second rider guards the gate. The cows have to be moved from one pen to another in a certain order, which can be really challenging to cut them out in order and keep them from escaping from the other pen. After a few rounds, the guests look like pros at this competition, but we gotta tell you, the cows are pretty good at this too. At WP Ranch, the kids will never be heard saying, "I'm bored," as a full day and evening of kids' activities will keep them in awe of all the new things they can do here that they probably don't do back home. Between the horses and the activities, your kids will forget all about video games and discover more than they could have possibly imagined. Danielle talks about the kids' riding program and what youngsters can expect.
A lot of families, when they come to the ranch, they want their kids to experience a little more hands-on with the horses, and so that's what we have our children's program for. That usually starts on Sunday night, and we start with an orientation for the kids, kind of a safety talk about how to act around the horses. And then Sunday morning, they start out by, they're brushing their horses, they're saddling their own horses, they're cleaning up after their horses, and each child is assigned a specific horse to fit their needs, their ability level, to take care of them for the week. And we go through the week and through different arena games, trail rides, lessons in the arena. We work on improving their the bond with the horse, their riding skills. By the end of the week, it's great to see the improvement that they've made. We finish out the week with a finale horse show where the kids get to kind of showcase their skills through different events in the arena or on the trail.
During the week, young riders learn to develop their riding skills, and at the end of the week, get to display their new skills in games and competition, where everyone comes out a winner.
And they get awards for each of their accomplishments through the week.
Third place with a time of 35.18 is Kelly Jo.
Now, these are memories that will last a lifetime for these kids.
We also have a manual that's specific to our ranch that we created to go along with that program that the kids go through through the week, and that just kind of helps them dive into each skill that they're working on a little bit more.
Between spectacular trail riding, you might want to try your hand on the archery range.
Keep your mind in the middle, just like horseback riding.
All right.
Yeah! Good job!
Ready to try your skills with skeet shooting? With the beautiful Idaho scenery in the background and expert instruction on their skeet range, guests will see them knocking the clay pigeons right out of the sky. These guys are pretty good. The lodge is the center point for many activities, including the dining hall, where you'll enjoy 3 sumptuous meals each day and share the day's adventures with newfound friends you'll meet from all over the world. During the week, you'll have the opportunity to enjoy a dinner cruise on Lake Pend Oreille. This exceptional boat tour will be a visual adventure of wildlife as the captain will show you the numerous bald eagle nests around the lake.
You can actually see the yellow talons on the branch. See how it's turning its head? Bald eagles do not have peripheral vision. They have to turn their heads to see from side to side.
As the sun begins to set across the mountain and the lake, you'll make your way back to the docks. And yet another perfect way to end the day. But what's special about a guest ranch vacation? Owner Janice talks about the tangible and intangible benefits to individuals and families who come year after year to WP Ranch.
Just getting into the nature, enjoying not busy streets, no rush hour, the green trees, the blue skies, getting back to nature, seeing wildlife, seeing God's great creation, seeing the openness. These are all some of the reasons why you'd want to consider a guest ranch vacation. It's an opportunity to ride a horse. It's a connection, it's a partnership, it's a trust that you build with that horse, and a lot of people have never had the opportunity to do that. When you're out on the rides, you're trusting the horse on the trails, and you're learning skills along the way. As far as your horseback riding knowledge, we like to teach folks about that during their stay. So it's kind of an educational opportunity for them too, as far as their horsemanship skills that they can gain. One of the great things about guest ranching and and being in the guest ranch industry is that each ranch has its uniqueness and its own personality. I feel what makes Western Pleasure Guest Ranch unique is our heritage, is our family roots, is the fact that we're a family-owned and operated guest ranch. We have 6 generations of family that have lived on Upper Gold Creek Road, 5 generations that have operated the ranch here. So it is our home, it's our heritage, it's our roots, and I think that when guests come, they see that, and we feel so blessed to be able to share that with the guests. And I think that they feel at home when they come. A lot of times we have people say, wow, I just felt so much at home. And I think the reason that they feel that is because we have that ingrained desire to share our heritage and where we grew up. And I think that is one of the many things that makes us unique from some of the other ranches.
Hey, if you're ready to break out of your digital lifestyle and enjoy some true hospitality, surrounded by natural beauty, if you're ready to make new friends and share experiences you can only find on a Western guest ranch, if you're ready to create memories that will last for generations, well then, you need to load up the car or book your airline tickets and make your way to Sandpoint, Idaho for the best vacation you will ever share with friends and family. We'll meet you and the horses at the corral. Tucson. Say the name Tucson and you'll conjure up visions of the Old West, blazing sunsets, the American cowboy, and unspoiled spectacular mountain vistas with forests of cactus dating back hundreds of years. For over 70 years, filmmakers have come to this very region to capture the authentic spirit of the American West. And for nearly as long, the True family has offered guests from more than 50 countries a genuine ranch vacation like no other. Welcome to the White Stallion Ranch. This guest ranch had its origins in the 1900s, and like most ranches of that time, began as a cattle ranch. The original property was constructed of Mexican adobe brick made of mud and straw. A small part of this adobe has been left exposed and can be seen in the ranch dining room, the original building. But the story really begins in 1965 when Alan and Cynthia True from Denver, Colorado took the gamble of their lives and purchased the ranch, and with their sons, Russell and Michael, began a lasting tradition of offering their guests a genuine Western ranch experience and exceptional hospitality that continues today. The White Stallion Ranch has become an international destination for those seeking a genuine Western experience, and each week you'll see the country flags of their guests at the ranch flying in the Arizona breeze. Russell talks about the early history of the ranch and the no less interesting story of how the White Stallion Ranch got its name.
So our ranch is much like most dude ranches, or at least a lot of them. Started out as a cattle ranch. The original building, which is our main dining room now, and in fact, I guess interestingly, has just been renovated, taken back sort of in its looks to how it should have been originally. It's about 100 years old, and so the ranch started out as a cattle ranch, and between 1900 and 1940, that's all it was. In 1940, a guy named Max Zimmerman bought the ranch, and he had the largest liquor store in the world, at least self-proclaimed, and it was took up a whole city block in Chicago, and so he wanted to have a dude ranch in Arizona, you know, and back then, why not? There were over 100 in the Tucson area alone. It was at that era called the Dude Ranch capital of the world. He started the Dude Ranch in 1940. He called it MZ Bar Ranch, Max Zimmerman. Built the original 12 rooms, 1 through 12 that we have today. Added to our main lodge that building that was the original. And the Dude Ranch business was born here at MZ Bar Ranch. So that went on until 1958. A couple of folks that were staying at a neighboring Dude Ranch were so enthralled with their experience that they decided to have their own. They came over, bought MZ Bar Ranch, still called that, and they didn't want to call it MZ Bar Ranch. It seemed a little generic to them, and so they were going to name the ranch after the famous horse story, The Black Stallion, the Walter Farley book. And so it was going to be the Black Stallion until the very end, and the story was, and I've had confirmation, Brewtown, the owner at the time, a Massachusetts, probably very, concerned about proper everything, and so all of a sudden somebody handed him a bolo, you know, these Western ties we have out here with the initials of his new ranch. And of course the initials are BS, and that didn't look too good, and even less acceptable in 1958, so he decided to change the name. And so that's how we became White Stallion Ranch. No good reason other than bad initials from their original plan. They made it about 7 years, 58 to 65. As the story goes, my dad, true story, my dad came home. They were living in Denver, my mom and dad, and me. I was 5 at the time, and he came home to what he called the last blizzard he wanted to experience in Denver, and so he decided he was going to Tucson. In fact, he went back to the airport, got on a plane, came to Tucson, and that very night started his journey. Started looking all around, and at that time there were about 30 ranches left in Tucson, so 100 and something had dwindled down to 30, still a lot. And 5 were for sale. One of them was White Stallion. Goes home, gets my mother. We stayed for a week as guests, and you know, my mom was a little more rational. And at the end of the week, she said, "Wow, it was a great vacation. I wouldn't mind coming back. But we don't know anything about hospitality. We don't know anything really. We're not cowboys. This is not a good fit, and it's not a good idea for us to take everything we have and wrap it up into this ranch and roll the dice." And so my dad ended up having to take her back through this long journey that he'd been on. And at the end of the week, I'm sure he'd been talking and talking and talking. And finally, as she was very proud to say, she said, okay, if I can look at those mountains every morning when I wake up, I'll let you throw our life away. And we're pretty sure she meant it, because she really didn't have a sense of humor. So we're pretty sure she was serious, and my dad was pretty sure she was serious. And so they built the house with glass, floor to ceiling, and my mother, who worked tirelessly and I mean just endlessly. And so she sat at her desk, and she could look at those mountains that she called her mountains. They weren't hers at that time. And so she looked at them and loved every day of it. And ultimately, as they expanded 200 acres to 3,000, the mountains became part of the ranch. So that's how we got here, and you know, all these years later, my parents sadly are gone. Raised my two boys, both adults now, and so the third generation is poised and ready to take over when they kick us out. So that's our story.
While keeping up the Old West tradition with many of the original buildings still in use, the True Brothers have added modern amenities such as a fitness center with sauna, a sunken lighted tennis court, and lighted sports court.
Their brands were still on fire and their hooves are made of steel. Their horns are black and shiny and their hot breath you could feel. A bolt of beer went through them as they thundered through the sky.
And the telegraph station, where guests can check their email if they absolutely need to, as well as free Wi-Fi throughout the ranch. Kids of all ages will enjoy the petting zoo. The accommodations are traditional Southwestern with Mexican accents. And you'll feel right at home during your stay at the ranch. But you won't be spending much time indoors with all the activities and events the ranch staff has to offer. Your first stop might be the well-stocked gift shop, where you can pick out your new cowboy hat, gloves, and jeans, so you can blend right in with the rest of the cowboys and cowgirls. But hey, you gotta look good when riding your horse, right? Russell and Michael have tried to maintain the genuine Dude Ranch experience for their guests that their parents started over 50 years ago, providing the best in horses, hats, and hospitality.
You know, over the nearly 50 years our family's been here, we've always felt that our big goal was to listen to our guests and hear what they wanted. And as long as it was something we could do and it fit the core principles of dude ranching, then we tried our best to do it. But if it fit what we believe is what a dude ranch is all about, then we tried to put it together for them. So the ranch has evolved dramatically over time and stayed true to its beliefs. In fact, 2 years ago, it was interesting, a woman who had been here 45 years prior, my parents' first year, and had not been here for 45 years, so clearly not a young person at that point. And she gave us the ultimate compliment. At the end of her week stay, she said to me directly, she said, you know, everything is different and everything's the same. And I couldn't have scripted it better, and she said it from her heart, and it meant everything to us, because that's exactly what we wanted to hear. Because we felt, you know, everything is different. We renovated, changed, upgraded, but at the same time, we hoped everything was the same, because we had never wanted to leave that core of dude ranching, which is about, we believe, as the Dude Ranchers Association believes, horses, hats, hospitality, heritage, etc. And you know, it all does start around horses and hospitality.
Each day starts with the horses coming in from the corrals. The wranglers checking each horse, brushing and grooming them, and getting them saddled for the various trail rides going out. They'll match you with a horse that fits your riding abilities, so you'll thoroughly enjoy the hours of trail riding in some of the most spectacular country found anywhere in the Southwest. You'll ride through the same mountains in trails that many of your childhood cowboy heroes rode in all the famous Western films. And you'll get to experience some special trail rides that the early cowboys probably didn't, most notably the Wine and Cheese Trail Ride. And the Beer and Cheetos Ride, where you can relax in the desert and take in the spectacular surrounding scenery. Another great experience is the breakfast ride, where Michael and Russell will do the cooking for breakfast like no other. At the end of the day, as the sun slips below the mountains, you'll enjoy exceptional meals, served from the grill, hot and hearty, where you can share your experiences with the other guests under a canopy of stars. The evenings are usually capped off with some special entertainment, which is sure to please and will put a smile on your face before you turn in for a great night's sleep. Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, after plenty of time in the saddle, guests get to show their riding and cattle working skills in the team penning competition. A timed event. Teams of 4 guests ride into the herd and cut out 3 cows, pushing them to a pen on the other side of the arena. Looks simple, but as you'll see, the cows sometimes have a different plan in mind. Now, sometimes it's hard to tell who's winning, the cowboys or the cows. But in any case, everyone enjoys this competition. The guests are also treated to rodeo event exhibitions, which open with the presentation of guest country flags. You'll enjoy bulldogging as Michael Drew demonstrates how every second counts once the chute flies open and the steer is on the run. Kristen True will thrill spectators with the ever-popular sport of barrel racing, a timed pattern around 3 barrels where the speed and agility of the horse puts you in the winner's circle. And here's something we'll bet you have never seen before: draft horse barrel racing, where the big boys make the ground thunder as they run the barrels. You'll also get to see roping demonstrations on heading and heeling, skills used every day on cattle ranches, which have become major competitive rodeo sports.
You know, you can find a sauna or a hot tub in loads and loads of places, but you cannot find 3,000 acres of unspoiled, unchanged, iconic Sonoran Desert with the saguaros and the mountains, the rugged Tucson mountains, and the access to the national park and the ability to ride farther than we could get to and back from in a day. So unlimited riding in essence, and we're very lucky geographically because we can go slow, we can go fast, we can go all day, we can go have a wine and cheese party ride, well not party, but wine and cheese ride tucked in around mountains all around us. So we have this diversity, but yet we've also learned people like their conveniences, and we as a culture have gotten kind of used to a nice pool and nice rooms and, you know, the iPod docking thing in your room to wake you up in the morning. And so we put some of these things in. And, but still, we believe every single decision we make and every addition or change that we have slowly evolved to over the time has stuck very closely to that core of what separates dude ranching. I'm a second generation guy. I grew up here. I've been here all my life, almost, all my memorable life at least. And so I've either observed it as a kid who was having more fun than any kid should be allowed to have, feeling like the luckiest kid in the world growing up here, to the person who transitioned into now operating it with my brother Michael. And so I've seen it change, dude ranching, and I've seen it stay the same. I believe that for nearly everyone, a dude ranch is the right vacation. And you're going to meet people from all over the world, shockingly out here in the Tucson desert, and you're going to meet people from all over the country with this same desire to do something different and, most importantly, do something real.
A Western dude ranch vacation is like no other you will ever experience. Russell talks about why people should look into a dude ranch vacation and why the contemporary family will find this kind of experience different, real, and life-changing, especially for children.
It really, I think, is the prescription, particularly today, for families where these kids just are attached to their own detriment to all this technology. And okay, maybe they'll still have access to it, but you know what? I watch these kids slowly set it down. And whether they know it or not, the lure of the outdoors horses and real experiences, you know what? They'll win over technology if given the opportunity. And dude ranches are one of those last places you can give yourself, and if you have a family, your family that opportunity. So I think there's a dude ranch out there for everybody. I think ours fits a pretty broad range of people. We have experience that suggests that our diversity of riding, facility and activity and evening entertainment matches a lot of people.
If you're ready for a genuine Western dude ranch experience, if you're ready to ride the trails of the old Western cowboys, see incredible vistas and unspoiled natural beauty, if you're ready for your entire family to tap into your inner cowboy, then you should make your way to Tucson, Arizona and live out your dreams at the White Stallion Ranch. We'll meet you at the corrals with your horse.